Alright guys, this is Leary here, and today I'm gonna do a quick review of my Breach Oromancer build. So there's been a couple of changes in the build, mainly the Subvert Sleep. Instead of the Midnight Bargain, this allows you to save 30% of your life reserved and instead get a free gambling instead of a Spectre and a Zombie, and that free gambling actually turns out to be pretty huge because currently I can just do so much damage with just a 5 link, and my zombies are in a 3 link even, and just running Stone Golem still because I saved that link there, which is actually a huge boon because this allows me also to go into the new Golem modes eventually once I gather enough currency. So that's the biggest change. The other big change is that I'm running double curse right now, so I'm running vulnerability and blasphemy, or and temporal chains, for the extra damage increase because they changed how curse effectiveness works on bosses in 2.4. Meaning that I already didn't go into the enhanced temporal chains route, so you're a little bit less survivable, but you're getting way more clear speed for it and way more damage in general. I'm also running a really new link, which is Wither with cost while channeling Desecrate Spirit Offering, and this is actually crazy powerful, especially for breaches even, because this means that as long as you're channeling, as you can see, it just goes Desecrate, Spirit Offering, and as long as there's no Desecrates, it will just try to cause Spirit Offering if there's targets. So for example, in breaches, you go around like this and there's only corpses around, so your Spirit Offering triggers like every 0.35 seconds. Well, yeah, every 3.5 seconds, or 0.35 seconds, that's 3 times a second. That's fucking crazy, considering that that every time boosts your minions ES up, and that basically makes breaches face rollable with this build because you also regenerate your own energy shield because of it. I don't think there's any other changes apart from me running this in the bones instead. I'm going to probably eventually run a Heretics Veil because I'm running a double curse with Blasphemy that allows me to save a gem slot, and I will probably do that once I get the upgrade for this, because then I will need to use the Blood Magic Gem, which will take up a gem slot. So the gem slot that I save here will swap over to be the gem slot here, and then I will run Clarity and the Envy Aura on my life. I also need Chevronies for that, so that still requires a lot of currency, but that's a small update for how the build is going currently. As you can see, my ES pool isn't that high, but I have also 1300 life with it, which isn't that great, but it's a small buffer, and I have bots for it, so it's actually slightly more than that. My resistances are fine. Ally weakness capped to 75 on Fire Rest and to the maximums on the other two. For the rest, not really that crazy stuff. My chaos resistance is at 64 in Merciless, so and my mana regen is just fine. As you can see, even though this is only 32, this is easily sustainable because I'm just running a level 2 Wither, which is 4 in mana cost, and you don't really get anything from leveling up Wither except for the reduced movement speed slow. But the real kicker for me, at least, is the increased damage, chaos damage taken, so I really don't care about that. So yeah, that's an update for the build, I guess, and there's nothing really going on. I'm using Whirling Blades, by the way, because you're using a sword, it's way faster. The fact that you can do this as a summoner and just zip through maps is fucking mental. Oh yeah, this is also a really important thing, and I will actually show this off probably in a short map. Let's grab a strand map. Why not? Easy, nothing too crazy. Let's just jump into a map because this is actually something new, and something I didn't try before, but I'm trying the slash miscreations right now, which is basically the Blade Vortex demons, which are, I believe, map only. Um, but because they, kind of buff Blade Vortex, it's in its base damage, and this these Blade Vortex specters are just fucking crazy. Oh, getting stun locked. So basically, as you can see, they summon these Blade Vortex around them, and you can just confiscate them to you, or you can just walk through mobs. They're not crazy fast, they're not Flame Sentinels or anything, but the boss kills and the single target is mental. Like, I did Zoth and Ash, and I will do 2 later, and eventually do Ulnatul and Chalula, but they were so easy, like they went down so fast, and especially breaches like this are really easy actually, because you can just walk through it, and because they deal so much damage, it's just, you clear them so fast. Like, this is so easy, and as you can see, my ES pool almost doesn't move, even though it's a Chalula, which is basically chaos. He also does physical, as you can see. Like, my ES does go down here, so I'm trying to kill Chalula here, because he's going to drop a lot of splinters. I really want them all. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, that's quite easy. You're not really in danger, apart from when you face tankies. Cyclone. My minions aren't really in any danger either. Sorry for having to pick up all these, but they're worth a chaos apiece, so I guess yay for rare breaches that this build can easily do. Even breaches, the tool and the ash breaches are quite easy for this type of build with these specters, etc, etc. Let's see how fast this goes. So, oh, he is. These guys are actually quite tanky, but mainly because the AI of these demons is like shit. It takes a little bit of time. But so yeah, I was talking about the breach bosses. So the breach bosses, they went down so fast. It was like 2 or 3, maybe 5 seconds at max. Your specters don't take any damage, at least not from Ash and Soft, which are, they are the easiest. So whatever. I also did an Siri run, and holy shit, I've never done a Siri that fast with any build, to be honest. And like, the Tria boss was probably faster than I would have done it with SRS, and that actually sounds weird, because Blade Vortex specters also need ramp up time, and they need to walk to them, and etc, etc. But once they start melee forming, LLI and the Cycloner, they just disappear instantly. And SRS kind of has the issue that you need to keep casting, and you don't need to do that with this, because you can just move around, cast Wither until you Spirit Offering here, and then just move on. And really, you don't need to do anything else than that, because it's really just for your targeting. And so it has a big upside above SRS, that you don't need to cost 50 or 20 SRS these days and go in and then keep casting SRS and hope you don't die. Hope the SRS will just target the right guy. And with this, it's just, you run to ally, you confiscate on ally, you just stand there and cast Wither and walk around trying to dodge her spikes, etc. And she just dies instantly. And even though the others might walk into the range, because they have such a consistent AoE DPS, as long as they stay on allies, she's gonna die first, which is a huge upside over both SRS and Evangelists. So yeah, okay, let's go to the boss, because even though we were almost there, I just want to show this off and end the video. So this is the bosses, and right there here. And as you can see, in the beginning, it takes a lot of time for the bosses to die, but after that, it requires a little bit of ramp up, so it might not seem impressive, but it's really, for those big bosses, it's really impressive, and I would probably say that Uber Itzara would be carryable with this because you deal such a fucking ton of damage. And, you know, as long as you just dodge his melee hooks or melee attacks and his blast and his slash, it's all fine, right? Because you can take at least one of it because you have such a high HP pool, and after that you just need to dodge the shit and get your specters or your zombies to survive, and it's really that easy. So these slash miscreations, you need to roll a demonic map for that. So with the map mod additional demon or contains demons or something, or you need to get lucky on an overgrown shrine, which I haven't noticed that they spawn them more. Probably also overgrown rune, but I don't have that unlocked on my atlas because, as you can see, I don't have a lot of unlocked in the reds. That's my deliberate choice because I want to run plateau the most, and I have Resonance unlocked because Resonance gives the Dapper Prodigy. I have High Gardens and Tropical for the tier 13s because both are quite linear, and you know, I didn't want to reshape High Garden because I had to do the Shaper Orb thing, and I don't want to unspec it because it's not a bad map, you know. The boss is really annoying, but for the rest it's not that bad. And I have Overgrown Shrine and I have Abyss. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.